Assalamualaikum everybody, welcome to ICOI Storytime and Activities. Today we are going to be reading It's Ramadan, Curious George, illustrated by Mary O'Keefe Young, and written by Hannah Khan and read by Rayyaan Jessani. It's Ramadan, Curious George. A special month. George can't wait for tomorrow when the month of Ramadan will start. It's a special time of year for his friends, and George is going to take part. George and Kareem are so busy helping to cook and bake sweets, with a good little monkey joining in. Soon there's a big pile of treats. Kareem is going to try fasting, a day without food or drinks. George is curious. Can Kareem do it? He'll need some help, George thinks. From the pictures of this page, they're baking and decorating for Ramadan. Day of fasting. George is fast asleep in his bed when Kareem's alarm starts to beep. Kareem wakes for an early meal, though the sun is still fast asleep. Later, when it's lunchtime, Kareem reaches for a piece of bread. Wait, no food until sundown. George keeps him busy instead. What is that sound George is hearing? It's a rumbling from Kareem's tummy. George drags him away from the kitchen. Whatever is cooking smells yummy. So, Kareem's waking up when it's dark outside, and then later at lunchtime, when Kareem wants some food, George decides to keep him busy, so he forgets about it. That's a good way to forget about your fast. Like, to keep you busy. Waiting for sunset. Everyone gathers together as the sun begins to set. The minutes tick by slowly. It still isn't dark enough yet. Finally, it's time to break fast. Kareem snacks on a sweet date, then he takes a big gulp of milk. As George loads more treats on his plate. I did it, George, cheers Kareem. George nods. He's glad to be there. The room is filled with happiness and the peaceful sounds of prayer. So everyone's gathering together, and Kareem is breaking his fast. It's dinner time. Now it is time to eat dinner. The spread on the table looks great, with something special for everyone. This meal was well worth the wait. Look at all the great choices: kebabs, curry, veggies, and rice. George wants a big pizza and takes a hot, cheesy slice. Now that the meal is over, the best treat has been saved for last: chocolate dipped bananas to celebrate Kareem's first bath. Chocolate dipped bananas and the yummy food. Mm. Sharing with others. Kareem invites George to the mosque. They gather to do a good deed. Together they make food baskets to share with others in need. Wow, look at George join the action. He knows how to lend a hand. And when he spies a shelf full of shoes, George comes up with a plan. No, George, the Imam says with a laugh, those shoes belong to us here. But you have gave me a great idea. We'll add clothes to the drive next year. So those are the food baskets, and then that's George giving shoes to the children. Spotting the moon. Ramadan is almost over. The special month will end soon. George and the man search the sky to catch a glimpse of the moon. There it is, George points. He found it, a thin crescent shining bright. Tomorrow is the Eid festival, but the celebration will start tonight. Kareem gives George a gift. New clothes for Eid, he says. It's a fancy vest for George, and for the man a yellow fez. So there's the moon. And then there's George's new vest and the yellow fence for the man. An Eid celebration. Happy Eid! The holiday is here. The mosque is busy and loud. Everyone is dressed in their finest. What a good-looking crowd. George greets Kareem with a hug and spends a day with his friend. After hours of feasting and fun, they are sad Eid has to end. But soon it's time to go home as the moon returns to the skies. George thinks of his first Ramadan and smiles as he closes his eyes. So that's the Eid festival, and they're all dressed in their finest clothes. And then George is going to sleep thinking of his first Ramadan. And the end. I hope you guys enjoyed this wonderful story about George spending time in Ramadan with his friend Kareem. And I hope you guys had a nice Ramadan this year. Assalamu alaikum.